he talks about some of the laws, basically covers all the laws of the Holy Temple. Here we're talking about the first temple. We are now on law number Hey. This is the Hilchot Beit HaBechira. We can't download this. Should we try? Should we try? Should we take the time and try to this? You can go over here to this thing. 1 second. How do we go back? 1 minute. No. And somehow or other get over here. Previous. Load. There's a way we can download this. Okay, Rambam. And we can find it. I'm sure that it must be here. Very popular book. Rambam, the laws of the Beit HaMikdash. All right, let's go. I'll do a little bit more homework before the next class, God willing. All right, so the Rambam explained to us that the Holy Temple was built in Jerusalem and that the altar was exactly in the place where Adam offered up his first sacrifices, where Cain offered up his sacrifices, where Noah offered up a sacrifice when he got out of the ark. It was the same place where Abraham brought his son to the Akedah to make the sacrifice. The Mizbeach, the outer altar. And then we explained that when the Jews came up from Babylon with Ezra, so they brought with them 3 prophets. Hananiah, I'm sorry, Haggai, Malachi, and Zechariah. And these 3 prophets, they told exactly where the place of the altar was, and that you could use it to make, you could bring sacrifices on it. And what was the third one? I don't remember what does it say? Yes, it says there were 3 of them that you can. This was the place, and that you can make the sacrifices on this place, right? That this is the place where it is. That 1 second, 1 minute. This Toros. Yes, that's what we said before. All right. So we said that these are the main things of the Holy Temple. What is the main thing of the Holy Temple? That law number Hey. Elu am advarim shehem ikar bebinyan bias. These are the 3 things that are the main constituents of the Holy Temple. Now, the Rambam said before in the first law that the main purpose of the Holy Temple was to offer up sacrifices. That's what the Rambam said. Others say the main purpose of the Holy Temple was that God's presence should be there. That was in the Holy of Holies. But the Rambam says, no, the main thing, everyone agrees that both are important. What are the main things of the Holy Temple? You have to make a Kodesh and a Kodesh Kedoshim. Let's see if we can find a picture of this, okay? Here we go. Here. Kodesh and Kodesh Kedoshim. Here. Ready? Yes. All right, this is what the Holy of Holies looks like. Here's a nice little... See this picture? Oh, let's see. I got to see what's going on over here. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Here we have a picture of the Holy Temple. The Kodesh and the Kodesh Kedoshim were in this building here. Now let's see how it goes. Here is the altar, the outer altar. let's get a bird's eye view. We'll cut off the roof of this, and we'll look at it like this. Here. Oh. All right, here we have you're coming in from here. This is the east. Going here. This is where the Jews were, the Israelis. These are the steps they went up. And here is the outer altar. The outer altar. That's where the sacrifices were sacrificed. Then here is a place called the Heichal. Ulam. You have to go down. I have to figure out how to do this thing. There we go. The picture is like mirror image. Here is the Kodesh. This is the Kodesh. This whole area here is the Kodesh. Here we have the golden altar. We have the candelabra. We have the face bread. That's here. And this is called the Kodesh Kodashim. This is the Holy of Holies. All right, so these are the main ingredients of the Holy Temple. Ready? What are they? You have to make Kodesh. That's this. You have to make Kodesh Kodashim, the Holy of Holies. That's where the Ark was. V'yiyeh livnei Kodesh makom achad, and this is called the Ulam. This is the Ulam. This thing is called the Ulam. I have to figure out this. There we go. This is the Ulam. This building here. The Ulam. It's a mirror image, so when I go right, it goes here left. Ulam. All three of them together are called the Heichal. This whole thing is called the Heichal. This, we had the picture over here, was like this, right? This. Oh, look now. So this is the Heichal. That's the Heichal. Over here was where the Holy of Holies was, inside of here. And this is the Holy. And this is the Heichal. Good. The whole thing is called the Heichal. Heichal. V'osim mechitza acheret saviv laheichal rachok mimenu ka'ain kalei achatzer. That was in the midbar, and this goes around the whole business, and this is what's called the azara. This is this here. There it is. This is called the azara. Right. Okay, so here he says, this is called this whole entire area, this whole thing. Let's see, can I get far away here? Sorry, this is not really very practical for me. Here we go. This whole area, all the way around here, is called the Heichal. And this surrounds the whole entire business, right? And this is called the Azorah, Ezrat Yisrael. This whole thing is called Heichal. So that's something like the prototype, how it was in the desert, how Moshe Rabbeinu built the Mishkan in the desert. How did the Mishkan look in the desert? Let's see, I think I have a picture of that over here. The Mishkan was much more here. Here, this is a picture of the Mishkan. Can we see this? Here we go. See, here's the Mishkan. Here we have the Mishkan. See, this is the Holy of Holies. This is the Holy. Here is the Mizbeach. This is the altar, right? This is the altar. So it was a portable version of the temple. There were tents all the way around here, drapes, It went all the way around. Right? This is the way it looked in the desert. Wow, this is terrible. Okay, see, that's how it was in the desert. It would be traveling in the desert like this. So it would go in from this side here, come in from here, and this is the altar, the outer altar. Here is the inner altar, the golden altar. This one was copper. This one was gold. And you had the showbread over here, and you had the menorah over here, and here was the Holy of Holies. It's the same thing it was in the temple, but the temple was made of stone, of course. It was much different. Much different. So that's the basic we have. Now is also you have to have different vessels. And let me just go through this quickly. You have to have in the Mizbeach, you have to have different vessels. What are the vessels we have? I just told you. They are the outer altar where you sacrifice the sacrifices. That's here. There. The outer altar. Then you have also the kevish. The kevish is the ramp that goes up. That's here. This is the kevish, right? It goes up the altar. You couldn't go up on steps. And then you go up to the altar, and this place is the whole place is right before the ulam. It's over. This is the ulam over here, and this altar, the outer altar, is here. Then you also have to have a laver. This is filled with water. It had spigots on it, so that the Kohanim could wash their hands and their feet. They washed their hands and their feet together. They put their hand on the foot, and they washed them both. And this was between the ulam and the altar on the south. This is the south. This is the south side. Here's the north. Here's when they tied the animals down and sacrificed them over here. Over here. And then there was the Mizbeach HaKatoret. There was the golden altar where they would sacrifice the golden altar. Here's the golden altar, which is here. Golden altar. Here's the candelabra, the menorah. Menorah. Here is the showbread. If I could just find these and download them, it would much be easier, and I wouldn't have to teach myself how to do this mirror imaging. And all of them are inside of the Kodesh, in front of the Holy of Holies. How did these vessels work? How were they situated? We'll learn, God willing, more tomorrow, and I'll work on trying to download a picture of it so that it'll be a lot easier to talk about it and illustrate.